All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Super 8-Bit Brother discussion. Let me get this all ready. Rob, I don't think I've talked to you in a couple days. Anything new and exciting?
Not really. No,
Cool.
just been working a lot. Yesterday, I think I watched like 10 hours of TV. That was good.
Did you catch up on anything good?
Yes, we're like catching up on lots of stuff. They're still very behind. Like, you're obviously the master, so I have to like aspire to your viewing prowess.
I'm still like 3 episodes behind, not behind, but till the end of like 3 of my favorite shows. But I just haven't gotten around to watching the last 3 episodes of all of them, which is odd because it's not like I don't have time right now.
Westworld,
Better Call Saul, and Homeland I'm sitting on my
gotcha.
waiting to give a watch. But
Gotcha.
did you start Devs yet?
No, but it is next on the list.
I gotta say, the coolness of Devs, it's still cool, but now that Westworld's going on a little longer, similar plots.
Really?
Similar MacGuffins, yeah. So it might not be as cool. Hello, everyone. Reading the comments. Waiting a few minutes, people get on. We are dual streaming today, both the Tubring and Super 8-Bit Brother sites. Just spent the last couple days fixing up Super 8-Bit Brother stuff, making it, blowing off the cobwebs, so to speak. Changed some Tubring settings too on our site. It's a little silly that they have to announce it to everyone, every change you make. We had hours, opening hours, and I thought that was dumb, so I just changed it to always open. And then it sent out a mass thing. Tubring is now always open, which was unnecessary.
Pretty silly.
Pretty silly. I'm sure there's a way to get around that, but I didn't care that much. Do you hate Westworld, it says? Doesn't Rob hate Westworld?
How did you know that I have an issue with Westworld? I don't hate it. I watch it. I watched all the seasons and I watch them. It's just like I don't love it as much as like some of my other friends do. They think it's like the greatest thing ever, and like I think it's okay. It's like I consider myself a decently smart guy, but it's really hard to follow some of it also. And
Season 2 is ridiculous, and everyone said that. Like,
yeah,
season 2 let me down a bit. Just maybe it would be like the twist would be a little more shocking if I was following it closely. Like sometimes I remember having this discussion online. Maybe that's how someone knows. But yeah, just when the reveals happened, by that point it's like, what? I don't care as much. But this season seems better. Every little reveal.
Yeah, this season's a little more followable. But even in this season, I'm like, wait, why does that person dislike this person? I thought they were friends. And like, since when is this person not with that person? And like, it's hard to like follow back their motivations because people aren't themselves, and then they are themselves, and then it's like, man, if I want to be like, you know, on my phone a little bit during Westworld, or like have a drink or look away for a second, it's like I'm afraid I'm gonna. So in that respect, it's not my favorite show just because it's just almost too consuming.
I watched a couple of YouTube recaps on the whole first and second season before this started, and that kind of laid it out nicely for me. Helped me with this season. All right. So I guess we should start discussing Super 8-Bit Brothers. Is that your idea, Rob? Or were we just playing around with music?
Well, the best I can remember, we started this around like 98. Super 8-Bit Brothers. Me and Kevin had just like moved in to an apartment together. It was the first time I think either of us had moved out of our parents' houses. Mm-hmm. And we bought a digital 8-track, a Tascam 8-track recorder and a drum machine. Plus, I had some synthesizers and stuff for Tubring. And we thought, like, well, won't it be cool? We live together. Why don't we record demos of stuff? And correct me if I'm wrong. We I don't know that either of us. I think we both kind of came up with it together. Like let's make some songs about video games. Now, again, this is like 98. So, like, this is before, like, nobody had ever said the word nerdcore before. That didn't exist. Or, like, chiptune didn't exist. I mean, even, like, Comic-Cons and Anime Fests, I mean, like, I think they existed, obviously, but, like, it wasn't like it is today where it's, like, cool to be a nerd. It was, like, we decided to do this, like, nerdy music, and it was, like, I think it was pretty original for its time. And then I also remember we recorded, like, a lot of the songs, maybe all of Melee, before we ever decided to play live. And the only reason we decided to play live is because we needed an opener for, like, Pum, or some band had canceled at some show in Chicago, and we thought we would just go on stage. Am I wrong about this?
I think you are, because I actually used a picture from our first show on our first CD, first level. I have graphics. I'll bring them out.
Okay. But, you know, I do distinctively remember that we thought we would never really play live because we thought, like, playing, like, over backup tracks, that, like, nobody did that really then. That wasn't, like, a thing, like, where that's so common these days. Like, a singer or a rapper or even an artist will just get on stage and they'll perform to backup tracks. Like, nobody did that. So we just thought, oh, there's no way to do this live unless we got, like, 10 keyboard players and a drum machine player. So we just never considered it. And then, like, Adam and his package started getting really big, and a lot of artists that were doing that kind of thing started getting big, and we're like, okay, well, and that kind of, like, I think paved the way for us to do shows.
Yeah.
Where at first it was a studio project.
I'll even put a finer point on it. We discussed it, and maybe I'm wrong here, but I'll argue that we may be the first video game band. We were definitely the first video game band I'd heard of. I did a lot of research. There were songs like Pac-Man Fever, and there was even an album, but it was different musicians just doing songs about that. But there was no video game-based band. The earliest I can think of is the Mini Bosses, who I think are still around, and they might have started first, but I'm gonna make that claim now.
I mean, we were definitely early adopters of, like, of what nerdcore became. You know, I mean, I'm not saying, like, we invented it, but, like, it wasn't like a thing when we started this. Absolutely.
So
maybe we invented it.
Yeah, we invented. Just say we did.
We invented nerdcore.
Prove us wrong.
Yeah.
So we put together some songs on the 8-track and put together our first album, first level, and I think that was also the first time I used Photoshop, which shows pretty well there. And we put together the albums, and that was our first show. We played at some random bar. Maybe you'll remember it. There's a picture there. I would draw the pictures for Robot playing Dinosaur. We were very concerned that our show wouldn't be entertaining enough, so we kind of added a lot. And do you remember we were at some bar that was kind of half club next door beforehand? And we convinced these girls to put on alien masks and dance on stage. There's you there.
What year is that?
I think this is 98 or 99.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
wow.
There's another picture. These people look like they're having fun, whatever we're doing. They all look old to me, but they're probably all younger than I am right now. Yeah, that was our first show.
Wow. And I remember our first shows, we actually would physically bring the 8-track and play that. All I would do is mute the vocals on our recordings and play the tracks, like, live in the place. And then later on in our career, we would bring a CD to play.
Player.
And that was just ludicrous because it would skip all the time. And
we would jump on the stage and it would make this track skip.
Well, Well, and I don't remember how he even did it I think we used a sampler at the end, which became foolproof again. But it was like we didn't want to lug the 8-track, so we brought a CD and a CD player, and that was just a bad idea. But that's what we did for a while.
And then we kind of put it on the back burner for a while, and then came back and recorded our first album, which we kind of put a few other things from our first album and added a lot more and released what's technically our first album, Melee. Obviously named after Super Smash Brothers, because boy, did Rob and I play a lot of Super Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And our name obviously inspired by that. So, first song on Melee, My Princess is in Another Castle. We're going to go through these fast because, as we were saying, we have a lot of songs and we don't want to make 3 episodes on Super 8-Bit Brother.
Yeah. Yeah. So, did I sing this? Are we both singing this? Okay.
Yeah. You wrote this completely and we both sang it, but you wrote it.
So, yeah, I mean, it's straight up, like about Super Mario Brothers. It's a nod to Super Mario Brothers. And I was like trying to like do a bunch of character voices in it. And it's kind of a hilarious, great song. And it's just a fun concept. Like, I haven't listened to any of the Super 8-Bit Brothers stuff like in at least like 10 years. And Melee probably like in 15 16, 17 years. So like I just listened to these again like in the last couple of days, and like I was surprised at how like pleased and how much fun I had listening to it. It was kind of, I mean, it's like cracking up at my own jokes, I suppose, but I forgot that I had made those jokes.
Somebody asked about the cover, where it was from. It was one of those bad felt paintings you get at the gas station with markers so you can color in at home, and I bought it and colored it, and that was our album cover.
I love that album cover, by the way. That's a really good one.
Get sued. I don't know if those are going to stay inside. You actually wrote the chorus to this, and then I wrote the verses. I think I can say that for the next few also. And like a lot of these songs, I don't know if they really need explanations. It's pretty
it was. I know I got inspired to write this chorus because my mom used to always give me tons of shit for like playing video games on a nice day, like she would always be like, "It is beautiful out. What are you doing playing video games?" And there's this joke like at Christmas that I always remind my mom that she used to make me run around the block like 4 times for every hour I played video games, so I would get enough exercise while I was playing Nintendo.
Really good. I applaud that.
Yeah, it is a good idea.
Nothing mean if you're not stopping the kid from playing, but go run around the block, a little exercise, and you buy yourself a few more hours of game.
And now I have like a little niece and a little nephew, and they don't even understand what I'm saying, but I joke with them when my mom's around, and I'm like, "Grandma's going to make you run around the block 4 times for looking at your iPad for an hour." And she gets mad at me, but it's pretty funny.
Don't blame the controller. Don't blame the controller.
Yeah, there was a kid in my grade school. I would beat him at like, Nintendo baseball, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's because my controller doesn't work. Like the button's stuck." And I would beat him all the time. I was like, come on, you can't blame the controller. Like,
what the modern day equivalent of that is blaming the lag.
Yeah.
With me, it was lag.
Yeah.
Robot playing Dinosaur. Another one you wrote the chorus to and gave me the verses.
Is that
robots, planes, and dinosaurs?
Yeah, I don't know. You explain this one.
I don't know. You told me here, robot playing dinosaur. It's like a transformer.
Yeah, I think it's basically about like the Dinobots and then like the second generation Dinobots that could actually turn into 3 things,
which are totally cool.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's what I was going to say. This reminds me. This actually, Joystick, was our original idea for the name of Super 8-Bit Brothers. They're a video game band. And I looked it up on the internet, and there wasn't a band Joystick. I'm sure there is now. Except for one thing out of like the mid-'80s. They were like synth thing that released one single and wasn't around, but I was like, still, meh. And I think we like Super 8-Bit Brothers more anyway.
Mm. I listened to this song for the first time in at least 15 years yesterday, and I was laughing my ass off. Like I had completely forgot this song existed, and the lyrics are like, it sounds weird because I'm like laughing at my own jokes, or it sounds like I'm patting myself on the back. But I don't even remember this stuff, and the lyrics to this are just hilarious. It's almost like somebody else wrote it at this point. Like I was like belly laughing the whole time.
I had a big picture of a phallic joystick that I would put over myself while you were singing this song. I played live.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Bubblegum Pop. I think you just had a little loop, and that was a quick one. I was kind of thinking of some kind of cross between Bubble Bobble and Buster Brothers. Probably a little more Buster Brothers than Bubblegum Pop. Yep.
Yeah, good.
I'm going to say, sorry, didn't mean to.
No.
Oh, okay. Super Rygon.
This is another one. I listened to this the other day, and I actually did not remember a thing about this. And I listened to it, and it's maybe my favorite song of the entire Super Paper Brother world. It's like,
wow.
I loved it. It was like, like again, I'm doing like these character voices, and like I don't know. It's just about some generic hero in a video game saving like a person in distress. I don't know. It's just got a cool groove. It's like it's just a fun song with like a kind of a cool mellow hook. Yeah, I don't know. I like it a lot.
A good name. We didn't kind of go over. We said songs about video games, but kind of at this point, we didn't want to make anything too precise about video games. Kind of the world of imaginary video games that didn't exist, although we obviously reference things here and there. And Rygar, while sounding like Rygar and everything, just puts that world in your head.
That's a very good point. Yeah, I think that was a rule of Super Paper Brothers. We didn't want to have like a song called Sonic the Hedgehog, or it was all kind of about stuff either pertaining to living life as a video game player and or generic fictional video game concepts, and so that Super Rygon's a good example of that.
And then the song that sounded a little weird on this album, people have said, Something to Prove. This was written as a 3-2-1 Activate. Written and recorded as a 3-2-1 Activate song. But then we were going to put out the 3-2-1 Activate EP, and this fit very well as a Super 8-Bit Brothers song. Which really the lines between all of that start to get a little blurry anyway, and I'm okay with that. So if it fit on there, although it's totally about Dance Dance Revolution, so it fit. 8-Bit Love Song. Rob, do you have anything to say about this?
Yeah. Well, me and Kevin and our friend Adam would play Super Smash Brothers, the original, for like hours and hours, and like I had a girlfriend that would get really mad at me about playing it so much that I remember one time she came over while we were playing, and like we didn't stop playing, and like that was really rude. And anyways, this was like sort of written for her as like an amends to like like blowing her off when I was playing video games, and it was saying like I'll press pause for you. That's the ultimate sacrifice. What a good guy I am.
That's actually not the story I thought you were gonna. I mean, that's the story of the song.
Yeah.
But, that's a really clever phrase you came up with there. Did any store ever sell our album?
Yeah, you should explain that.
Yeah, we Hot Topic. For some reason, well, I think the reason was we were touring with Mindless Self-Indulgence, and they made sense to be in there. They contacted both Tubbering and Super 8-Bit Brothers to put stuff in their stores for a little bit, and there was the live show where the guy came out to see us, and we played this song. And then, surprisingly enough, and can't really find, we started seeing shirts like this one that would say, I press pause for that you, or this one, 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 this one, this one, until we're covered. So I think, Rob, you've kind of started a complete clothing line, pretty much.
Somebody owes me some money. Oh, yeah. We were definitely ripped off. That was without a doubt uttered by me the very first time that was ever uttered in the English language.
All right. You can't, unfortunately, copyright a phrase. Well, yeah, you can. Wasn't LeBron trying to copyright Taco Tuesday after
You can kind of. It depends, and I'm not a total expert, but I actually have a music attorney now that is like on full-time retainer. I should get him on this.
Might be a little late. You could be owed back pay. All right. Water level. That's a little self-explanatory. Nobody likes water levels.
Is that like just universally hated by all gamers? Water levels.
Universally hated by all gamers. Water.
And South Park like even joked about that.
Well, then they ripped me off.
That's funny.
Nebulon. It was a fun little chant, kind of weird.
Yeah.
Nebulon.
It was like another kind of like Super Igon, like it's a fictional like Valhalla for video games or aliens. I don't even remember.
Sounded cool.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy the ride. I think I was trying to write like an F-Zero type song. And that's all.
Yeah.
Motivation. Another one. This was kind of my version of an 8-bit love song. I liked yours more. But yeah, I remember you came in, you did the old man voice, and you were doing that. You started coughing at the end in one take, but we liked that take, and it's still in there. So that coughing is genuine. No, there's still more. A lot of songs on this album. Last Token. Surprised we put that so late in the album. Or was that on? Yeah, that was on first level. It's usually songs that we kind of play live or focus on we would put earlier in albums. And I remember playing this one a lot.
There, somebody today on Facebook, I'm just scrolling through, uploaded, or maybe they had uploaded before and they were just posting the link, a very old Blue Meanies concert at the Metro where Captured by Robots guy is playing bass and Dave Smith is playing sax. And it's like a super old one. And I realized, just coincidentally, we're talking about Last Token, that is straight up stolen from a Blue Meanie song that I like. That riff, or it's really close. And they played the song in the video, and I was like, and I had just listened to Last Token for the first time in years, and then that was on today while I was like doing stuff, and I was like, hey, there it is.
It's called Synesthesia. I think that's right, where you accidentally rip someone off. It's in your head.
I also secretly believe that I live in the Matrix, so like that has a part of it.
Final Boss. It's, remember that song?
Yeah, I just listened to this for the first time in a long time. I noticed in the lyrics, I did one of the longest alliterations I've ever written in any lyric. It's the longest alliteration I've ever written a lyric. It goes, supersonic soldiers want to stop me where I stand.
Whoa, that's a tongue twister.
Here's one more.
Stop me where I stand.
Supersonic soldiers want to stop me where I stand, which is like, that's a pretty hardcore alliteration. And again, like, that's a nice lyric.
I'm patting you on the back now. This way. I am a big fan of that. I did a lot already in these where I'm like, rolls off the tongue nicely. So yeah, good job. And then we finished it with our cover of the band Tubring's song by Wax Tadpole. We almost got sued for this.
We still might.
We still might.
This turned out so good.
Yeah, it was fun. We put the live version on first level and then studio recorded it for this. So there is a live version out there.
Is everything on first level also on Melee besides that?
I think there's that song Space Ranger.
Oh, I don't even remember that at all. You got to send me that.
We recorded live bass on that. I actually played it. It was like 4 notes, or maybe one. Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, I vaguely do remember that. I want to hear that though. I gotta revisit the whole thing at this point.
I'll send you the MP3.
Cool.
Okay, well, that is it for Melee. Which then the obvious thing to call the next album is Brawl.
So what kind of shows were we playing during Melee? Like weird little bar shows in Chicago, right? We didn't tour or anything.
I think we started playing more though. Like that first show, I remember even being nervous before Super 8-Bit Brothers shows, and in the early days. And I wasn't with Tubring, but just felt unprepared and no idea what would happen, and that would make me.
And I guess eventually we had toured with MSI with Melee before Brawl had come out and done a few things.
We toured with MSI before Melee came out because the Bite the Wax Tadpole Live was taken from. Oh no, it wasn't. It was taken for something else. But I remember selling that CD because we didn't have a real CD yet.
Yeah, I remember that too. Now, man, timelines are all messed up on this one. Yeah, okay, wow.
We didn't have it. We had a little CDR printed joke thing, and we were playing in front of 1,000 people.
That's funny. But then we really started playing a lot live at the end of Melee, but right before Brawl came out, right? And then we played a lot live with Brawl also.
Brawl, first song.
Yeah, there's another one of I like doing alliterations. Cyberspace Sirens, Computer Casanovas. That's a pretty good alliteration in my book. And yeah, that one's obviously like, MySpace was like a big thing right around the time we were writing this, and it was like you've got all these people like doing these like duck faces and these bikini poses and all these like suave things. And this is the song. This song is a reaction to that. And I'd say also Brawl as a whole just has like a lot of really good lyrics, like on every single song, both yours and mine. Just kind of every line of every song is like a pretty funny joke. Like when I listen to it now, it's like,
hey, we were trying to be clever, and we're clever.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's very clever.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Me. That's the dark version of you cliche in many video games where you have to fight yourself, the shadow version. I liked this song a lot. I liked how this came out.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think this is my favorite song on the album. Thank you, Les Pepper.
Yeah. Yeah, and in case anybody doesn't understand what it's about the ghosts in Pac-Man. One of them was named Blinky, and it's an imaginary tale where he's actually in love with Miss Pac-Man, even though maybe the other ghosts want to kill her. But and then like he's talking about, I want to be consumed by you. It's like obviously a reference to her eating him, and like this soul has got the blues because he turns blue when she gets ready to eat him. And there's a lot, again, like lots of funny, cool, clever lyrics. And I remember I had to ask you, I was like, what's Miss Pac-Man's name? Maybe I didn't know how to look it up at the time. And Kevin's actually amazing at Miss Pac-Man. He can like school anybody on the planet at Miss Pac-Man.
You say that, someone's going to beat me right away. We said that about it.
You had it like in your house growing up, right?
I did.
Like a tabletop version.
The sit-down tabletop one where you can fit on both sides. Played it a lot.
Yeah.
Skillz. This was kind of written about asshole sexist gamer before there were really that many asshole sexist gamers. It seemed more funny to me at the time, but now there's incels and things like that, so it's not so funny. 600 Refugee.
Yeah, this might be my favorite on here, or like tied. But yeah, this one's good. I remember the lyrics to this one took me longer than any of the other ones. I was really trying to like nail a lot of like clever little like lines and do a nod to like 2600 gaming, and Craig Irving, who I see is in the chat, helped us make an amazing video, which is basically just ripping off a bunch of other YouTube videos, which I guess isn't really too big a deal because we never got in trouble for it, and I think everybody does it now. But yeah, it's thanks again for that, Craig. I was thinking how nice of Craig that was to help make that cool video.
Is there a song or a game in particular that you name in the song that was hard to find any graphics for?
Yeah, TAC-SCAN.
TAC-SCAN. Yeah,
there was like I needed something that rhymed with missile command, and I was like searching 2600 titles, and TAC-SCAN came. I was like, nobody's ever heard of this game, but that rhymes perfectly. And then I think at one point you pointed out, you said, why didn't you say Pac-Man? And I was like, oh yeah, that would have been better. Shit.
I kind of thinking about it now. So the attack scan is pretty cool. Sounds a little cooler.
Maybe Pac-Man wasn't on 2600 because it was
2600. It destroyed the system. It was the precursor to ET, but I remember.
I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't say that.
Oh, going to Pac-Man to show my age. I think I was 4 or 5 at the time, and still already loved video games. Would play Atari, and I got home from school, and my dad had gotten Pac-Man for Atari, and I was sitting in the thing, and I was so excited. I couldn't wait to play it, and even as a young 4 or 5-year-old, like I remember playing it for like 10 minutes. This is just bad. This isn't Pac-Man. Long line of disappointments coming up, but that's where I learned.
I see Brian Clark is calling me out. He's saying, Melee, let's not be too specific. Brawl, fuck it. Let's just name drop a bunch of 27 games. Yeah, you got me. Got us.
Again, no rules. It's the world of gaming. The world.
Speaking of that, before we continue, I think sonically, one thing you can tell the difference between like Melee and this, Melee was almost all electronic. It was an electronic music album. I don't think there were any live instruments on it, or maybe like a live bass here or there, but it was pretty electronic. We didn't set out to make it chip tune. We didn't even know what chip tune was, but it wasn't like in our heads that sounds had to be authentic to 8-bit, even though our name was 8-bit. And then by Brawl, we had kind of like let go, I think, of a lot of the rules. Brawl is like very much like a hip hop album. So there's like lots of sampling on it. There's some live instruments. There's like lots of looping. So sonically, this one is very different than Melee. And speaking of, rules or lack thereof rules. And sorry to go on about it, but another really funny thing about being in the Super 8-Bit Brothers, we would get messages on MySpace all the time, and they would go something like this. If you guys want to sound 8-bit, you got to have this kind of synthesizer and this kind of sound sine wave and this kind of square wave and use sawtooth waves, and we would get that all the fucking time, and it was like, you know what, we just so you know. We're not trying to be 8-bit. That's just in our name. Like Dr. Dre is not a doctor. Vanilla Ice isn't like a flavor of popsicle. And, like on top of it, we're not brothers either. And on top of that, we're not super. So how do you like that?
I'm super. We'll get into this a little more. Just something about Super 8-Bit Brothers. We would get more of that than anything. I hate to say it, but it's our crowd, who I'm one of, part of the nerdcore and convention. Those people take things like that very seriously, classifications and where things go. And once again, I'm one of those people. So on one hand, I understand. On the other hand, it was funny, some of the craziness we would get.
Yeah, there was a lot of it.
Roll it up. It's a Katamari song. You made the music to that. And it sounded I was playing a lot of Katamari at the time, and it sounded very Katamari. This one turned out well. I was happy with this. I used to think you could see us playing it live on that, what was the name of that studio we also did?
Oh, yeah. Fearless Music?
Yes, Fearless Music.
Yeah.
And I pulled out pictures at one point to like show all the things it rolls up, which looked funny, but really I would just do that because I didn't remember the lyrics at all at that point. I think we just wrote it, but just recorded it. So that was also my cheat sheet.
That's that song was fun. I think, was that the first song we wrote on Brawl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yeah, because we had a different version. It was written right after Melee, and you spiced it up a bit. Armies Unlimited.
Yeah, this is like, again, just about the general concept of like enemies that spawn from seemingly out of nowhere, and they just keep coming, and like, where are they coming from? And like, do they have like, does that just out of those billion like spaceships you just blown up, like does that one spaceship, is there a backstory behind that guy? Like, did he have a mom and dad that were like, maybe you shouldn't go out with this armada of a million spaceships and try to beat this superhero soldier? And he goes, no, mom, I'm gonna go. I think with my help, like our squadron of a billion little tiny spaceship peon spaceships, we might be able to beat this super guy. Like, I just thought that would be funny to like write a song about. Yeah.
I hadn't listened to this song in a while. I thought this was pretty. I was happy with this when I was too young. It's a decent song. I think someone was asking us to play it, the 8-bit lullaby. Yeah, I remember thinking this is more. All right, we performed live.
Somebody asked me to teach him that song like a month ago because he sings it to his kid as he's putting his kid to bed, and he wanted to learn how to play it on piano. And I thought that was very sweet, so I wrote out the chords for him.
Yeah, I don't know if it came out obvious, so it's just a lullaby song where unfortunately you have to go to bed where there aren't monsters and demons, but don't worry, they'll all be back the next day. Another South Park ripping you off.
Did they use this term or?
Yeah, the Warcraft episode. It was what do you say? Forget the phrase they use. I'm sure it'll be in the comments. Like, goodbye to the world of Warcraft.
Yeah, well, yeah. This is like a song about suicide. You're just like you're over life and you've had enough and you want to kill. But it's not in real life. It's in the world of Warcraft. It's because you're like you've been playing it too much and you decide to pull the plug, and so you say goodbye, cruel world of Warcraft, which I thought was very funny and made a song about it.
That was funny too. All Directions. That was playing a whole bunch of Geometry Wars. Kind of same as Armies Unlimited. I think we both wrote those similar times where just everything's coming at you. Unlimited armies coming from all directions. Then I think I kind of wrote about zombies too in there. Once again, you just kind of blend things that fit.
Mm-hmm.
Sheepo.
Yeah, so this is like an ode to like I started playing Brawl online against people, and like like if you're like spamming your lasers too much with Star Fox or Falco, like people will call you cheap, and like they would like message me back like you're cheap, man. Like I literally happened to me, and then I ran in the studio and wrote a song about like being cheap and like I don't give a fuck, I'm just gonna beat you, like, and that's kind of the concept on that.
The only time I ever saw Rob almost get into a fight was when we were in, it was Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico or Arizona or something.
Pretty sure it was Roswell because we were around there. We stopped at a mall or something to get food, and there was an arcade in there, and you were playing Street Fighter against someone. Were you playing cheap or was he playing cheap? But man, it did escalate. Like,
yeah, he started yelling at me. I don't know if it was for playing cheap or just for like destroying him, but yeah. It's funny because I know you retold me this. I don't remember it so well, but like, yeah, he got really mad, right? And like we went outside the arcade, and
I think you even said, "Well, if you want to bring, I'll be waiting right outside for you, right outside." So you did for a second. You're all hyped up, but we all left. See, video games, do it. Don't sell the barrels to the monkey. Donkey Kong, clever.
This song had me cracking up, laughing my ass off, listening to it yesterday. This is like your lyrics are so funny in this, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's self-explanatory. I liked that one. Brawl.
This one's probably like some of the most complex lyrics I've ever written in any song ever. There's like Latin phrases in it. There's this whole big analogy where I'm comparing playing video games to Plato's allegory of the cave, and like your perception of reality and your experience within reality defines your reality, and it like the lyrics are kind of pretty dense. It's like an episode of Westworld. They're pretty dense actually in the song.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Geeks No More. Yeah, this is seeing the nerd world and geek worlds get more accepted, just accepted, but understood. When I went to school, I was a very proud nerd, but yeah, it was weird. Like, you like X-Men and video games? Yes, I do. But now it's everybody likes X-Men and video games. So that's what that's about. Just had to wait it out, nerds. Next Generation.
Yeah, this one I think along with 2600 would be like tied for my favorite song on the album. I remember I think it was the last song we wrote on the album.
Yeah.
I think like the album was done, and we were kind of doing this around the same time Tubbering was doing Secret Handshakes. Not exactly, but there was a lot of kind of overlap. And so this song, it was like Brawl was done, and Brawl was already I was so proud of Brawl already without this song. I was just like, man, we wrote a really fucking good album. Like, people like it or they won't, but I'm really proud of it. And then I was just like, let's see if I can just write one more pretty decent song and just make it 16 in length, you know? And like just busted this out like right before, like right after we had kind of finished it. And then it turned out to be like one of my personal favorites on it. And like, yeah, it's just like, I don't know, you know, it's about loving like the future, which like, I don't know, maybe it's about both of us, or maybe it's about Kevin, you know, I don't know, like, you know, his love of like all things technology in the future kind of rub off on me being his friend. Like it's, yeah. And it's, yeah.
It sounds very, to me, Beck inspired, but like good Beck when he would do like I don't know if that was in there at all. It's a great song.
For sure. Lots of Beck is like always an inspiration to me. Like, and so it doesn't come out so much in Tubbering, but there's definitely Beck all over Super 8-Bit Brothers. Like going back to Super Rygon, that's like so Beck. But yeah, Next Generation is super you know, Beck. And anyways, it's good. It's like it's got a lot of cool references, and I think that like little clever turn of phrase, like I want to fight to live another day instead of live to fight another day, was like a nice, pretty. I was like, yeah, that's a good one.
And then we released a single that wasn't on an album for fun, Still Alive. And that was just a fun little cover to do. But oh boy, was it divisive over on YouTube. Let's see, wait, I have a thing there, Still Alive. I guess you don't need both the. Yeah, it's probably one of our most played songs on YouTube. And we used auto-tune because I was singing like Gladys did, who's a robot, and people just lost their shit over that. Like, and I never understood that as much. Like, okay, we used auto-tune. It's obvious we're not using it to fix things. It's to make a cool effect. But Rob was pretty genius about it. People would go to our YouTube page and give us their advice, and Rob would kind of just respond funny, like, thanks for watching our video, which would make them come back because they were angry and write more at him. And then he would just give a non-smile answer, get more bent out of shape, and keep coming to the site. So we got lots of views that way. That was pretty clever.
So yeah, so the YouTube video of Super 8-Bit Brothers Still Alive has got 70,000 views, which is way more than any other video I've ever made for anything.
Okay, you can see we are right at 779 likes. I liked it too. And 785 dislikes.
So much dislike and so many people commenting how much they hate what we did. And if you read the comments, it's almost like a performance piece. It's almost like a work of art in itself. I literally, for 2-3 years, responded to every comment on the thing. And I was reading it the other day, and it's just a barrel of laughs. It's like, it's performance art. The whole comment section on there, it's great.
YouTube's kind of changed how their comments are, so they're a little out of order and weird now.
I saw that. That sucks. That takes everything out of context. I wonder if there's a classic view where you can see what I'm saying to who in what order.
Yeah.
It's funny.
People, they get mad too, and it's like, I don't even think the song's that bad, but you won't listen to criticism. We didn't ask for your criticism. Thank you. We've got 300 songs with bands who this was fun, and it's kind of the attitude. I know what's right for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It's like one of the. I mean, obviously, it goes without saying, like internet trolls are internet trolls. It's just like. It's just so mind-boggling to me. It's like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. And who's asking you? And why should I care? And you know what? Thanks for your views. And thanks for arguing with me. I win. Boom.
I don't know. It's not used anymore. Auto-tune. That was the biggest complaint. Nothing else.
Auto-tune. And people would say, you're using auto-tune in the wrong key. But like the whole idea was we wanted it to flutter so it sounded like a robot and sounded non-human. The song we're covering is sung by a robot, and that was like our way of doing it. And plus, if you listen to the fucking radio today, people do exactly that shit all the time and make millions of dollars. Like, hey.
And that's the final word on it. Hey.
Hey.
And then our last album, Strife. Started off there. Back to the start.
Yeah. Well, a little context. I think Strife we made right when I was moving to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And we finished it while I was in Los Angeles. And it was like our follow-up to Brawl. And we played a lot of the songs off this live. We were playing live a lot, but I don't think we played too much live after we had put it out because we put it out when I was already in LA. And we were kind of
I actually played a couple shows solo doing it.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you knew that.
Did I?
You did.
I got a bad memory. So I hadn't listened to this in a long time. And I remember like going into like a week ago, me and Kevin were like, yeah, we're going to do a Super 8 Brothers episode. And I was thinking, oh, yeah, man, Brawl is one of those records that I'm just so proud of. And just like Secret Handshakes is to me, like I both just feel like we really nailed it. And then when I was re-listening, I was like, wait a second, Strife is fucking, that's where it's at. Like, I don't know.
Strife's my favorite.
Was that?
Strife's my favorite.
I kind of forgot about it. It's like, it's pretty great. Gosh, I sound like a douche saying my own record's pretty great. But anyways, I just like, I haven't heard these in a long time. So sorry. I'm like enjoying listening to them again. So, okay. So first song, Back to the Start. Yeah, that's just kind of like the generic concept of like, when you're playing a game and you die and they send you back and what's that all about? And wrote a song about
it. Hey, kid, you're on your own. This is my favorite Super 8 Brothers song, which is me patting myself on the back that kind of did all this. I was really proud of this one.
It's awesome.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really about, just as we were saying, at this point, the world of games can really, since the world of gaming is arguably bigger than the actual world, any song could technically be a video game song. Love song could be a video game song and a character. So this is just kind of gunslinger, rough life story, and I was really happy with it. And Michael Edstrom did a really cool video for it. He also did all the art for this, and you can find it online. And yeah,
the video to this is great, and Kevin did an awesome job with the lyrics, and the song is rad. And I guess one thing to mention, we just uploaded Strife and Melee to all the streaming sites, to Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Pandora, all that stuff. It hasn't gone live yet on any of them or most of them, but they're all going to be up within the next week for free streaming and download. And I remastered them, so they sound even better than they did before, both Melee and Strife.
Cool. I'm going to listen to the remastered version.
Yeah.
I'm in control.
Yeah, so that's pretty self-explanatory again. It's about Janet Jackson. No, I'm kidding. But it's, like, it's just about, having your, you're in charge of this life form or this being or this thing within this other world, and that's the concept. Pretty straightforward. This is one of my favorite, I think, Super Paper Brothers songs. It's really good.
You had to explain what the song is about on the Chick-A-Go-Go show.
Right, Mia didn't understand for a bit, so that was
in there.
Yeah.
100%. Another obvious. That's I don't know if you'd say love song. That's someone wanting 100%, which definitely fits in the video game world. I'm also get those games where you just want to get every achievement and 100% done. Your Savior. That's the codependent Princess Mario story, where I think I had more of it written. I had a whole skit where Mario is dealing with the codependency of the princess, and maybe he should just leave because she's always getting captured, and then just made into a angry song.
This song I had completely forgotten about, and this is my actual new favorite Super Paper Brothers song. I was like, whoa, where did that one come from? I had totally forgotten about it, and I love this one.
You did a great job with the production. I know when I listened to some early drafts I brought in, because I was actually doing electronic stuff on this, but you put that really cool drum beat to it. I know any demo I gave you just kind of had a straight 4/4 beat so I could write to it, but you made this crazy build, the original.
Yeah. It's a fun, lyrically, fun vocally. The production's fun. It's like my new favorite song of Super Paper Brothers, I think.
Show me your moves.
Yeah, so this one's great. It's inspired by Falco from Star Fox. He says, "Show me your moves" at the end of in Smash Brothers, and I assume in the Star Fox games, which I didn't ever really play. Fun fact, for the streaming services like Spotify, I have changed the title to Show Me Ya Moves. So it's going to come up as Show Me YA Moves. Sorry, everybody. But I actually wrote another song after moving to LA called Show Me Your Moves. And I wrote it with this artist, Haley Reinhart. And she put it out as a single. And it's actually made us a lot of money and all that stuff. And so for a while, I had to take this off of YouTube just because it's confusing to my publisher and that kind of stuff. And so now that we're re-releasing it, I retitled it. And yeah, sorry, everybody. A little bit of a poser. I'm sorry.
But the Show Me Your Move song you wrote with her, it's totally different, right? Totally
different. Yeah. I liked that phrase a lot. You know what I mean? And I was like, it's a cool Super 8-Bit Brothers song, but that title just really works as the pop song title. And they used Show Me Your Moves in the beginning of season 5 of Dancing with the Stars. It's the opening song to that season or something. It's the other Show Me Your Moves. Anyways, again, so it was a kind of a successful song that I made. It is Captain Falcon from F-Zero. Thank you, Brian. I got it totally wrong. It's not Falco, it's Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
Duh. Good call. Good catch. My bad. So he must have said it in F-Zero maybe, but yeah, he says it in Smash Brothers. Anyways, yeah, it's a fun song. It's it's kind of a double meaning towards dancing also. So our live shows had lots of dancing.
Yes. A richer man was playing a lot of Skyrim at the time, and just any of those games where you kill someone and loot them. It's kind of cool to live in a world where you just kill someone, take all their money. That's the point of the game. That's what the song's about. This is a good one. You have a good story on this song.
Do I?
Just where the lyrics are kind of good. It's two things, both Guitar Hero and Mr. Ice.
Yeah, it's half Guitar Hero, half an ode to Vanilla Ice. Because he's got that. What is this? His phrase?
Word to your mother? Or?
Yeah, no, drop that. Drop that zero. Get with a hero.
Oh, yeah.
From his movie, which I also reference in the lyrics, and the title escapes me. Cool as Ice. Is that what it's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the song is half about Cool as Ice from Vanilla Ice and half about Guitar Heroes. And we were playing we used to play lots of Guitar Hero on tour in Super 8-Bit Brothers and Tubbring. And so I sampled a lot of the stuff in there. And there's even in the second verse, there's a part where the music drops out, like as if you're screwing up the guitar, which I think is kind of funny. And
I would have loved to seen that actually turn into a Guitar Hero thing. I wonder if that'd be even possible at the end. Although there's people that do like Dragon Force things at double speed, so I honestly think someone could have pulled off your guitar solo there.
Yeah, that's the other thing about the song. There's like an 8-minute guitar solo at the end of it, which is just kind of funny, like ironic because of the ode to Guitar Heroes. It's funny. Sean Motley wrote me the other day, and he's like, "Oh, I'm excited about the Super 8-Bit Brothers episode," and I had no idea he even knew Super 8-Bit Brothers really. And he commented, he's like, "You know that solo in Guitar Heroes and Zeros?" He's like, "That's like so insane," and I was like, "Oh, I'm glad somebody appreciated it." That was
cool. Yeah, I'd like to see if anyone can actually do it. And then the last song, "Friend of My Enemy Is My Enemy." I liked that title. I wanted to get that title out before anybody else came out with a "Friend of My Enemy Is My Enemy." I Googled that. No one's ever used that before. It's one of those obvious ones, I think. So then when you think of the title like that, then what's that going to mean? Because it's not the enemy. My enemy is my friend. Is that anyone, maybe in the gaming world or anything, that's my enemy, I'm going after everyone. Very aggro.
This is by possibly the most bizarre Super 8-Bit Brothers song. It's kind of awesome in its insanity.
What you put in those vocals afterwards? The Gemini, Deadly Deuces, Castor and Pollux. These are the stars, right?
Yeah.
What are you singing about that?
I was just trying to play off of your lyrics and the concept of like a duality. I don't know. Like I looked up what Gemini was about. Yeah, and I thought it kind of sounded cool. So yeah,
I liked it a lot. Yeah, it was super cool and creepy, interesting.
Funny.
Actually, all of our albums.
Wow, I thought that was going to take forever. I guess it kind of did, but
it took an hour. It was a good thing. We can take some questions now. I don't know if anybody has any. I don't really have anything else planned. Anything you you think you forgot?
Yeah, I don't know. We toured quite a bit. We played a lot of shows. We got invited to play Dragon Con, like Geek Fest, and that one in Florida. We met a lot of like cool people. We toured with Dwayne and Brando. We toured with MSI. We toured Proto Men. We did lots of fun, like nerdy kind of like in theme kind of tours and shows. And that was a lot of fun. And I remember thinking like, or me and Kevin have had this discussion, like maybe we should have just done Super 8-Bit Brothers. Like that should have been our focus maybe. Like, I mean, not that this matters much, but from a business sense, it made a lot more sense than having like 6 guys, a van, a trailer, trying to slug it all over. Like Super 8-Bit Brothers could fly to one show and fly home, and it was like, there wasn't a lot of gear. It was very easy to do. And it was really fun. And not that I regret like spending more time on Tubbring than Super 8-Bit Brothers, but it was like, it's I don't know. Yeah. Looking back, I probably would have said, man, we should just be these nerdy guys.
Hey, I look at Super 8-Bit Brother kind of not even a side project to Tubbring, kind of equalized. Plus, all I listen to is electronic music, so it's a little closer to my wheel well. Yeah, I definitely like that. Personally, I would like to do a Super 8-Bit Brother album before we would do another Tubbring album. It's
possible. We found a Super 8-Bit Brothers B-side song that's like 20 minutes long or something that we had forgot we made.
That was part 1.
It's so crazy.
I had an idea to make this long, epic thing on the next albums, and each of them would be that long.
I actually, and I didn't even send it to you, but I was looking, I actually had started another song too. So we've got 2 in the works already for a new one.
Okay. Yeah, I want to hear your other one then. Send it to me. You know what? There was a question on here I saw real fast. I'm going to have to start going through these. But I even had something planned to say this. Missy, no, I can't find the shirt. And I loved that shirt. Missy made me this awesome. So early on in Super 8-Bit Brothers shows, I would wear this gray shirt and I just took 2 red pieces of paper and a black piece of paper and pinned it on my shirt so it would look like a Nintendo joystick. And Missy and Joan, I'm sure she was there too, made me this like sewed, very well embroidered shirt. And I have no idea where it's at. And I apologize because I usually treasure all things like that. And I've looked for it. I don't know where it got lost. And I'm very upset about that. So I do thank you. I'd love to that shirt.
Someone asked about Tubbring songs that started as 8-bit songs or vice versa. Yeah, we talked about it on the Secret Handshakes episode. Feed the Rapture, it was going to be a Super 8-Bit Brothers song at one point, and then it became a Tubbring song. And then, again, what's that?
Oh, Shadow Me was going to be a Tubbring song, turned into a Super 8-Bit Brothers song. Or is that what you're saying?
No, I wasn't going to say that, but yeah,
that's... Is there any vice versa?
I can't remember. I mean, there's that 3-2-1 Activate song that became this Super 8-Bit song. Yeah, there might have been other ones. Like, it was funny because like at the time there was kind of a lot of like recording Brawl and Secret Handshakes at the same time. So it's like I would start, like touching the enemy, and I wouldn't really know whether that would be 8-bit or Tubbring at first. And then there was a couple others like that. Even like Next Generation, I was like, I don't know if this is going to be Super 8-Bit Brothers song, but then it did become that.
Yeah, can't believe I had these easily grabbable. These
wow.
Like not even hidden away. They were just like in the drawer, which makes me extra upset. I can't find that shirt because I hold on to everything. I know it is sad. Okay. That actually looks kind of cool with these on. Everything's kind of green. Yeah, I need a haircut, quarantine.
Somebody suggested that a new Super 8-Bit Brothers album called Ultimate.
Yeah, well, you'd almost have to.
Although, that's a good one.
We weren't going to call. Yeah, we didn't. I was going to go over that. Strife, we called it because that was the rumored name of the next Super 8-Bit Brother or Super Smash Brothers game. But even by the time we released Strife, it had already been Super Smash Brothers. What was it? Just Wii U? Which the album Wii
U. Let's see. Was Undead at the Discotheque going to be a Super 8-Bit Brothers song? No, I think I had tried to do that. I wanted that to be a Tubbring song, and then I did it as a solo song, and then there's that Tubbring version of it. That was like one of those songs I just like couldn't really figure out what to do with, but I don't think we ever thought that was going to be a Super 8-Bit Brothers song.
I put we had so many different versions of it. I put them in that demo folder.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I think we even have another version of that nobody has. I don't think even
right.
Yeah. Where it's got Scott and Trevor playing drums and bass on it. But I don't know. It's like, who knows where that shit is.
That's odd.
And just in case you missed it before, I'll say it again. We just put up Strife and Melee for streaming on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, all those things. They haven't gone live yet, but they will very soon, in the next few days, hopefully. And I remastered them, and they sound cool.
Someone asked if there's 2 versions of First Level. No, the version you have with Mario Art and Cloud is actually Melee. First Level is just, I don't know, it's a CDR with most of those songs on it.
Yeah, good old CDRs.
Yeah, we just wanted something to sell real fast because we were doing those MSI shows.
Insanely, Super 8-Bit Brothers got signed to the same record label Tubbring was on. So the End Records put out, Great Filter, Secret Handshakes, and they put out Brawl. And that's why Brawl was the only one that was on like Spotify or iTunes up until this point. And like, insanely enough, they actually gave us money to make that album, which I kind of talked about in the Tubbring things, like getting handed over money to make an album was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And it happened for Tubbring, let alone we got some for Super 8-Bit Brothers. That was like just a pretty cool time. First time that had happened for us.
Anything else in here? Here's the original CDR you guys made. Yeah, that's First Level. Melee is the Crest Knight and Dragon. So you're saying you have one that there's the actual cover is the mushroom? That's what the printing on the CD is. I don't know. You have a Super 8-Bit Brother mystery. Oh my God, he's totally right. You're totally right. Greg brings up a great point.
Really?
I'm going to see. Oof. Bring my box of CDs over here. There's totally a different version of First Level. You're all correct.
Oh, wow. And you can bust it out?
I think so. Maybe I don't. No, it exists.
I'll add this. Our live shows, I remember one thing I remember about Super 8-Bit Brothers, we did a bunch of different incarnations. We started just me and Kevin with a backup track. We did that for a long time. Then we did a version where it was like a full live band. There was like 6 of us on stage, where there was like multiple percussion players, guitar, bass, keyboards, and the backup tracks. And then we did a tour where Trevor and Bit Mummy joined us, and it was like all 4 of us doing electronic stuff and looping and singing. That was really cool. And then after that, during Strife, me and Kevin just did a bunch of shows, just the 2 of us. And apparently Kevin did 1 or 2 without me, which... and
that explains it too, that we released this first, but this didn't have Bite the Wax Tadpole live on it. This was the CD we made real fast to sell at the MSI shows. And I don't know where we got that picture from, but that's where we put the Bite the Wax Tadpole live.
Whoa.
I was wrong. Thanks for reminding me about my own albums.
That's some collector's shit there. Emberly wants to know what wine I'm drinking. I'm drinking Franciscan Cabernet. It's a brand Franciscan, and it's a Cabernet. I think it's in Paso Robles. I think I like it a lot.
All right. Look through your things here. Where did we record that Bite the Wax Tadpole live?
No idea. I know Melee we mostly did on our 8-track, but we also did some of it at my buddy Chris Cernell's studio. Brawl we did 100% in. Okay, the wine is from Monterey, Brawl we did 100% at my studio, if I'm not mistaken, Studio Edison, and then Strife likewise was all done at my studio. Did you record some of your own vocals, Kevin?
No.
You came to my studio to
I mean, I recorded tracks. That's easy because that's digital, and then just put them all together and made them sound better. But no vocals. No, I've never been good at recording vocals, and really I should be since I sing. Yes, that's right. Someone said that I signed the Spin Attack when I did my autograph. Tubring was my name with Pi, and Super 8-Bit Brothers was my name with the Samus Screw Attack, because that was my favorite character. Rob would throw the Triforce on, because he played Link, and those were our signatures for Super 8-Bit Brothers.
If we were going to write new 8-Bit Brothers songs, what game or topic would you pick just off the top of your heads? That's a tough one. I don't know.
Well, how would we required to write something about Clash of Clans?
Yeah, me and Kevin were both Clash of Clans junkies for a while, so yeah, there had to be something about that. I think I still do play it, to my shame. Yeah, I don't know. We would have to like outdo ourselves in some way, so we would also have to like come up with something that had not really been done on our previous records. I would at least try to do that.
But at the same time, like I said, like anything fits. If something's good, I wouldn't worry about it. So, but also, I don't know if I went over early on. I was worried that we'd run out of topics, but you could never run out of topics in that universe now.
Yeah, there's a lot to say, isn't there?
It really is. I didn't have time. Yeah, someone's asking you have time to play anymore with all the stuff you've been doing. I think I don't play as many video games as I used to, until I realized, like, somebody's like, "Oh, it was the last one you played," and it'll just be all like the biggest ones, like not even my own thing. Like, "Oh, well, I played through Fallout 76 and I beat all of Outer Worlds and last before that all the Tomb Raider games." And as I'm saying, it's like, I guess I do still play video games, but I kind of like the first person things. You can spend an hour or two, finish the game in a few days, and then move on.
I was wondering, are we getting both feeds, like in our comments, the Super 8 Brother and the...
It's interesting. Yeah, I said that earlier. We're dual streaming it, I would assume.
I hope so. Otherwise, we've been ignoring Super 8 Brothers comments. I'm going to double check.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, here we go. No, it's good.
Is anyone really watching it on that site? Or
yes, there's currently 16 people on the 8-Bit Brothers and 44 or something on the Top Ring.
It always, and this happened a few times, would blow my mind when we find people that knew Super 8-Bit Brothers and had no idea who Top Ring was.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
No. Craig Irving asks, "Has I've ever played the follow-up to Katamari Watam?" I think I heard of it. Any good? Anybody play it out there? It must not be as magic as Katamari if it didn't. People aren't talking about it.
So maybe we should talk about what games we play now or don't play, or what are you playing, Kevin?
I am playing a game on mobile called Moonshades. It's a really good kind of first-person dungeon climber or searcher, crawler. Just you build up your armor and swords and find more things to add to it. And he puts pretty good little secrets in the game, and it's totally free. And I just maxed my character about a week ago, so I haven't been playing so much because I struggle really hard to get to 100%, but then it is fun. But he keeps updating it, so I've been playing that a lot. What did I just... I'm going to brutalize the name of the song. I think it's called the Secret of Sensua or Legend of Sensua. Please help me in the comments. It's done by the people that did Odyssey to the West, Enslaved, which was a great game that no one heard of, and the story in it was wonderful, and I love those guys. So they have a new game, and I haven't gotten enough time to play through it as much as I'd like to, but that's on my short list.
I for the most part swore off playing video games because like I get really into them, and then it's like I don't focus on other things, and so I for the most part haven't played any video games in the last like 6 or 7 years, except I play Clash of Clans on my mobile thing, and I played Clash Royale for a little bit, but then I got way too into that, so I stopped that. In Clash of Clans, I do play it every damn day, but it's a good. It works, I think, for my lifestyle in that like it's a game that makes you wait a lot, so that's like you just can't play it a lot because you have to wait for your army to build up again and like in real time, so you kind of have to turn the game off, and it kind of works good to me. And it's funny enough, really not like the best game in the world, so I don't love it enough to like be thinking about it all the time and it distracting me from my other stuff. So I've been playing Clash of Clans for like 6 years now or something stupid like that, and I log on to the fucking thing every day. But yeah, it doesn't like consume me, and it's like it's not a big deal. And one day I'll quit that, and then I won't play video games anymore. But I made like a pact with myself, like when I'm like mega old and like bedridden, then I'm going all in. I'm just gonna become Matrix sized, and I'm gonna.
By that time, the games are going to be Matrix wise and everything. So, yeah.
The last 5 years of my life will literally. This sounds funny and all because it's funny, but I'm being absolutely honest. Last 5 years of my life will just be playing video games and eating like potato chips. I don't do either of those things now because I love them way too much, and they're bad for me. But like the last 5 years of my life, without a doubt, will be 24/7 potato chips and fucking video games. That's it. That's maybe heroin too. Like I might get into heroin right now.
Heroin games.
But I'm not kidding. That's going to be the last couple years.
You're going to leave the game. I don't. I support that. And yes, Elmo, Hellblade Sensua's Sacrifice. That's the game. It's pretty awesome and cheap right now on Steam. A large Steam library too. Man, like I said, I don't feel like I play games, but I think I do still a lot. I'm very upset that I haven't played Half-Life Alyx because I'm not going to get a whole VR setup. I have an Oculus Go, but not a full-on. But I would love to. I love the Half-Life games. So the fact that that's out there and I haven't played it upsets me.
Somebody asked if we played the AMP3 snowboard game just to hear our tracks. I've never played it. I never had whatever system.
Your brother wasn't on that. Oops, there we go. That was Tubbring.
Tubbring was on that one.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess video games, so it crosses through. All right. Well, any other good questions before we go?
I think we've covered pretty much all we can cover.
I think we have. Oh, Brian, I'm mad at you now. He has Half-Life Alyx. Ask him anything. You know, because, and I normally wouldn't do this because I didn't think I was going to get to play it, I did watch a couple of, not necessarily walkthroughs, but telling me the story and how it ends, and I did get excited over the ending. It was a smart way to do it. Yeah. So that's tonight. Thanks everyone for coming out to Super 8-Bit Brother 1. We don't have any ideas for the next one, but we'll see what happens. This has been a lot of fun once again, and thanks again for being here. And Brian.